Good day everyone, I'm Teacher Justin and let's talk about finding the least common denominator of rational expressions. So let's have this item. Let's get the least common denominator of this rational expressions. So we have here 11 over 9x and 4 over 15x squared. So, ang gagawin natin, kukunin natin lahat ng denominator. So, we have 9x and 15x squared. Then, let's get the least common denominator of these two polynomials. So, we have here a monomial. So, yung pag-factor natin will be applying prime factorization. So, we will have 9x. So, yung factors niya will be 3 times 3 times x. Tapos, yung 15x squared, ang factors niya will be 5 times 3 times x times x. Now, kunin muna natin mga common factors natin. So, we have 3 and another variable x. Tapos, yung mga natitirang factors na walang common, kukunin din natin yan. So, we have 3, then 5, tapos x. Let's multiply all of them. 3 times 3 times x times 5 times x. That will give us a product of 45x squared. And that will also be the least common denominator of these two rational expressions. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's have this item. Let's find the least common denominator of this rational expression. So we have here a plus b all over 25a squared b and 2a minus 3b all over 10ab cubed. So, first step natin is kunin natin lahat ng denominator natin. So, we have 25a squared b and 10ab cubed. Tapos, kunin natin yung least common denominator nila. So, next step natin is we will factor our denominators. So, apply natin yung prime factorization kasi monomial yung ating denominator. So, start tayo kay 25a squared b. So, yung factors niya will be 5 times a times a times b. Okay. Next naman, punta tayo kay 10ab cubed. So, we have 5 times 2 times a times b times b times b. Okay. So, nakompleto na natin yung mga factors ng ating denominator. Okay. Then, let's get the common factors. So, we have 5a and b. Yan yung mga common factors natin. Okay. Tapos yung mga walang common factors, kunin din natin yan. So we have 5, we have 2, we have a, b, and another b. Okay. Tapos multiply natin lahat. 5 times 2 times a times a times b times b times b. That will give us 50a squared b cubed. And that will be our least common denominator. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's find the least common denominator of this following rational expressions. So, kunin natin yung ating mga denominator. So, mga denominator natin, we have 10x squared y cubed, 4x raised to 4, and we have 20xy squared. Then, let's get the least common denominator by getting the factors of our denominator. So, since monomial yung mga denominator natin, ang gagamitin natin is prime factorization. So, let's apply prime factorization for 10x squared y cubed. That will be 5 times 2 times x times x times y times y times y. Okay? Tapos, yung 4x raised to 4 naman, yung prime factors niya will be 2 times 2 times x times x times x times x. Ayan. Tapos si 20xy squared will be 5 times 2 times 2 times x times y times y. Okay. Now, let's get their common factor. So, meron tayong common factor na 2 and yung common factor na x. Tapos, meron din tayong common factor na 5. Kahit hindi nag-a-appear yung ating factor 5 sa 4x raised to 4, it is still considered as a common factor. So, since nag-appear siya twice dito sa ating pag-factor, we will consider it as 1. So, isang factor siya. Tapos, meron tayong 2, okay, na common. Tapos, x din. Okay. Tapos, isa pang x. Kunin natin yung mga walang partner. Okay, and sama natin sa least common denominator. Tapos sa y naman, ganun din. Since meron tayong common na y, dagdag natin yan. Isa pa. And yung walang partner na y, isasama din natin sa least common denominator. Okay, then let's multiply 5 times 2 times 2. That will be 20. Tapos we have apat na x. So that will be x raised to 4. And tatlong y, that will be y raised to 3. So our LCD will be 20x raised to 4, y raised to 3. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's get the least common denominator of this rational expression. So we have 9 over x plus 2 and negative 16 over x squared minus 4. So ang first step natin is kunin natin lahat ng denominators. So we have x plus 2 and x squared minus 4. Tapos, let's get the least common denominator by factoring our denominator. So, factor natin si x plus 2. So, since hindi na natin pwedeng i-factor pa si x plus 2, then our factor will be x plus 2. Tapos, si x squared minus 4, we can apply factoring difference of two squares. That will be x plus 2 and x minus 2. Yan. Now, kunin natin yung common factors nila. That will be x plus 2. And then, yung other factor na x minus 2, isali din natin. Then, let's multiply them. X plus 2 times x minus 2. That will give us our LCD, which is x squared minus 4. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's find the least common denominator of this rational expression. So, we have x plus 5 over x squared minus 7x plus 12 and 2x minus 9 all over x squared minus 8x plus 16. Now, ang first step natin is for us to get all the denominators of our rational expression. So, sulat natin x squared minus 7x plus 12 and x squared minus 8x plus 16. Let's get the least common denominator by factoring our denominators. So, yung factors ni x squared minus 7x plus 12 will be x minus 4 and x minus 3. Tapos, si x squared minus 8x plus 16 naman, ang factors niya will be x minus 4 and x minus 4. So, now let's get their common factor. Yung common factor natin is x minus 4. Our other factors, sulat din natin, x minus 3 and x minus 4. So, our LCD for our rational expressions will be x minus 4 times the quantity x minus 3 times the quantity x minus 4. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Let's find the least common denominator of this rational expression. So, ang gagawin natin is for us to copy all the denominators present in this rational expression. So, we have 3a plus 21 and 9a plus 63. So, kunin natin yung least common denominators nila. So, to get the least common denominator, we have to get the factors of our denominators. So, si 3a plus 21, pwede natin siyang i-factor using common monomial factoring. So, yung common factors niya will be 3 and yung other factors niya will be a plus 7. Tapos, si 9a plus 63 naman, okay, we can factor this using common monomial factoring din. So, yung common factors niya will be 3 times 3 and the other factor will be a plus 7. Okay. Now, kunin natin yung mga common factors. So, we have common factor 3 and common factor na a plus 7. Okay. So, kunin din natin yung walang partner. So, we have 3 times the quantity a plus 7. So, multiply natin yan to get the least common denominator. That will give us 9a plus 63. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's get the least common denominator of our rational expression. So, ang first step natin dito is for us to get all the denominators in our rational expression. So, we have 4x squared plus 2x, 2x plus 1, and 6. So, kunin natin yung least common denominator nila by first factoring our denominator. So, kunin natin yung factors nila. So, start tayo kay 4x squared plus 2x. So, yung common factor ni 4x squared plus 2x is 2 times x times 2x plus 1. Okay? So, ito yung factor niya. Si x plus 1 naman, since hindi na natin siya pwedeng i-factor, it will just be 2x plus 1. Tapos si 6, yung factors niya will be 2 times 3. Now, kunin natin yung mga factors nila. So, meron tayong 2 na common factor. Meron tayong 2x plus 1 na common factor. And yung mga walang partner, we will just copy them. Okay, so we have x and 3. So, multiply natin 2 times x times 3 times the quantity 2x plus 1. That will give us a product of 12x squared plus 6x. And that will be our least common denominator. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Let's find the least common denominator of the following rational expressions. So, we have here our rational expressions. Tapos, kunin natin yung kanilang mga denominators. So, we have z squared minus 5z. We have z squared minus 2z minus 15. And we have 5z minus 25. Now, let's apply factoring to get the least common denominator. So first polynomial muna tayo na z squared minus 5z. So, we can factor this using common monomial factoring kasi meron silang common factor na z. Tapos, yung other factor niya is z minus 5. Now, punta naman tayo kay z squared minus 2z minus 15. So, we can factor this using quadratic trinomial case number 1. So, yung factors niya will be z minus 5 and z plus 3. Then, let's factor 5z minus 25. So, we can factor this using common monomial factoring. So, yung common factor nila is 5. And then, yung other factor will be z minus 5. Now, after getting the factors of our denominators, we will now copy all the common factors. So, yung common factor natin is z minus 5. Then, we get the other factors na walang common factors. So, we have z plus 3. Lagay natin dito. We have z. And we have 5. Now, let's multiply 5, z, and z minus 5, and z plus 3. That will give us our least common denominator, which is 5z cubed minus 10z squared minus 75z. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's find the least common denominator of the following rational expressions. So, we have here our rational expression. So, ang first step natin, kukunin natin lahat ng denominators nila. So, we have y squared minus 1. We have y squared minus 3y plus 2 and y squared minus y minus 2. Tapos, let's get their factors so that we can get the least common denominator. So, si y squared minus 1, pwede natin siyang i-factor using factoring difference of two squares. So, we will have a factor y plus 1 and y minus 1. Next, let's factor y squared minus 3y plus 2. So, we can factor this using quadratic trinomial case number 1. Okay, so the factors will be y minus 2 and y minus 1. Okay, now let's move on to our third denominator. We have y squared minus y minus 2. We can also factor this using quadratic trinomial case number 1. So, yung factors niya magiging y minus 2 and y plus 1. Now, let's get the common factor of our denominator. So, meron tayong common factor na y plus 1. So, we will list it as 1. We have a common factor y minus 2 and y minus 1. Okay, so let's multiply y plus 1, y minus 2, and y minus 1. That will give us our least common denominator, which is y cubed minus 2y squared minus y plus 2. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. And that is it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have comments, questions, recommendations, suggestions for my next video, please leave them in our comment section below. Share this video and subscribe. And for more videos like this, you can go to my channel, Teacher Justin. And that is it for today. Again, I'm Teacher Justin. Goodbye, God bless, and stay safe. See you on my next video. Peace.